Okay. So, hi everyone. Laura and I are here today just to answer some to really show you how we answer some of the questions that we all get in the very beginning. So I'm Ebony Chain and I have Shine from Inside and I work mainly with doTERRA. And this is Laura.
Hey guys, so I'm Laura Swan and my organisation is lauraswan.com, but I work around essential self-care as a doTERRA wellness advocate as well.
And you probably already know us because you're probably in our teams if you're watching this, but there might be people watching this in other people's teams underneath us or, in cross lines. So, hi. Okay, so let's just dive in, Laura. So these are questions, that sort of just we get umpteen times and we've all had in the very beginning, right? So do you want to start or should I?
Yeah, because basically we found that we're getting similar questions coming from lots of different customers. So we just thought, actually, let's stick these down in a video because we think some of you might have to, be dealing with some of these as well. So one of the first ones is, where do we buy our oils from? Hopefully that's fairly self-explanatory.
Yeah, well, I think that's a lot of people that, are just finding out about the oils don't understand that we're independent product consultants, right?
Yeah.
I don't think people understand that a lot. So that's why they'll go to Amazon or, eBay or buy from somebody else that they meet once in a shop instead of buying from you. Yeah. So it is quite an interesting thing because it comes up a lot where it's not so much even a question that people ask out loud. They ask it in their heads, where do I buy this from? And then they get the wrong answer, they go to the wrong place. And I think it's just a point, they might not answer the question out loud, but just make sure that we're always answering that question for people. Make sure people know where to buy the oils and why to buy the oils from us. The whole point is that, it's trusted, it's coming straight from doTERRA, it's not coming from Amazon where it could be filtered with anything. There's no reason why anybody legitimately doing doTERRA would sell on Amazon or eBay. So you wouldn't make money because we pay the same as customers.
As well. So it might be cheaper. It might appear cheaper than the retail, but because everybody can get their own wholesale customer account and basically like a Costco account with preferred pricing, actually quite often what I've seen from ones on Amazon is that they're more expensive. And Amazon terrifies me for something like this. Now, Amazon, I'm an Amazon Prime member. I love it for many, many things, especially those last minute presents that I've forgotten to buy. But what it really worries me about is, it's very easy to buy the tops, the capsule tops. So you can actually take the top off an existing bottle of oil that you have, fill it up with whatever, and then put on a refilled top cap. Yeah, thanks, I mean, you've got some there. And that really worries me just about, what we're buying. We're not always, it's not always completely transparent where that's coming from. So the way that you do it through wellness advocates like ourselves and like you guys is you're getting it actually direct from the warehousing. We don't deal with any stock either, so you're getting it shipped directly to your door from the doTERRA warehouse as well. So you can absolutely 100% depend and rely upon the quality of oil that you're getting.
Mm-hmm.
I think sorry. Yeah.
No, doTERRA want it to come through people like us because they want you to have somebody to go to ask questions. That's how they've built the business model. That's why they don't sell in retail shops. They want it to come through people like us. And then, it's a bit, my parents are in hairdressing, right? So it's like shampoos and things, there's a huge fake shampoo market. If you buy from wholesale, it might be out of date, it might be fake. The same thing with perfumes. I remember when I was really young, saving up loads and seeing a guy on the street selling cheap perfumes, and I bought one for my mom, and it was toilet water. So it's the same thing. It's just there's a big fake market for this stuff, and they can make a lot of money, and you don't need much doTERRA oil. That bottle here is not even that full. It's barely got any in it. It smells exactly the same as a full bottle. You could put anything in that and it would still smell, as good as a full bottle. So yeah, really, really, really easy to fake. And we're talking about safety here as well. We don't want to get into this too much, but it is safety because even if you're not taking the oils internally, that way it's really obvious for safety. But if you're breathing stuff in, you're still taking it internally. It's still going through your organs. If you're putting anything on your skin, it's going through your organs. So it is a serious thing, to make sure that the products you're using are safe. And there's a huge mentality of using only products on your skin that you can eat. And that's really how we should be going towards. That's really the ideal. And it's where we've come from, and we've gone so far removed from that, and we need to sort of get back to that. The oils make that quite easy. So very easy.
I think that's a great point. And I think that actually brings on to the sort of, I guess, the second part of that question. It's like, where do we buy our oils from? Obviously, it's direct from doTERRA. But also, why did you make that decision, like, to buy from doTERRA?
Yeah, exactly. Why doTERRA as opposed to a health food shop or any of the other companies that sell essential oils? Yeah. And it really is because of the standards and the sourcing, and they're so transparent about that. And it's sourced from all around the world. And most companies either, farm oils, so they, grow them in plots of land that they've bought, or they go through a middleman, like a broker. So somebody who's, gone into Somalia and who's bought up loads of frankincense and who's selling it on. Now, that you have no idea what's in those bottles. And there's so many ways you can fake, nature now. So you can, doTERRA literally give away their testing samples now. So people could go into labs and literally make the exact same compounds in a lab. It's different because it's nature and there's only so much we can find. But scientifically speaking, you can really fake things very, very, very well. So there's a big industry for that. So just, always go through a wellness advocate.
And a huge, huge portion actually of essential oils. And this is something that I just did not realize until I discovered doTERRA essential oils, is that, a huge proportion of the essential oils that are on our market globally are synthetic, or they're food grade. So they're generally regarded as safe for internal consumption, but they might actually not be pure therapeutic grade. And that's been the phenomenal difference that I've found from kind of essential oils that I might have used in the past to when I discovered doTERRA, is the therapeutic benefits I'm gaining from these oils are phenomenal. Like, I can really feel it. It's so much stronger. But for me as well, one of the reasons that I decided to buy doTERRA was not only the purity, and that was first and foremost because I was pregnant when I first started using doTERRA oils. So it just opened my eyes up to a whole world of things that I could be using, safely as well. So of course, some oils you're not going to use when you're pregnant, but many of the doTERRA oils are so pure and wonderful at that kind of time of life. But also my background is in international development. So the way that doTERRA also actually source, Ebony was mentioning about I love what you're saying about so farming versus sourcing indigenously. And it's really like the fine wine industry, okay? So, in Scotland, we are not going to probably make a very good Sauvignon Blanc, for example. And likewise, we're going to really struggle to create the highest grade frankincense. Somalia, the farmers have been doing that for hundreds of years. They have really, really incredible hereditary practices for farming in these countries. They know the plants so well. They have generations of these farmers have cared and nurtured these plants. But what doTERRA are doing is ensuring that they're actually getting a fair deal, but also that they have more sustainable farming practices as well. So that safeguards their future of farming these incredible plants as well, and harvesting these plants. So I believe, my perspective coming from an international development background and 14 years of being in that environment, it was hard for me actually to come out of that and go into effectively what is a corporate environment. But the way that doTERRA do business just blows my mind every time, because it actually, it can cost them more to ensure that what they are providing is completely pure and sustainable as well. They could get these things cheaper, but they would very likely be adulterated. And certainly, I can absolutely, honestly, 100% say the farmers will not be as well looked after either. So it is not conscious business. And that is one of the things that I believe is in the oils. I believe that's part of our conscious choice of actually aligning with doTERRA and buying from a company that really does have ethical business practices, but it's also got the development of everybody at their heart as well. I just love that. That's a big thing.
Yeah, there's really three things there, isn't there? There's the conscious aspect, which is huge with doTERRA. And once you really start to think about that stuff, it's disturbing how much we've not thought about for so long. It's something that a lot of us are quite ignorant about when we start. And it's like the more you learn, you start to look at other things you're using in your life and you're like, God, that's terrible. Why am I buying a dress at $12? What do I expect? maybe it's time to actually be a bit more conscious about my choices and what I eat and what I put on. But yeah, and then there's the purity, and then there's the strength. And it's like the purity, it can be really pure. Like people can farm oils and they can be really pure, but the compounds aren't there, like Laura was saying. And so like just a thing about that, like, so say the frankincense Laura was talking about, like the frankincense is only that strong in Somalia because it's got to fight for survival in Somalia. It's where it should be living. So it's like the compounds, nature does its job, right? Nature like gives the plant the ability to survive these crazy conditions, and the predators and the whatever else that might be a threat to it. So yeah, it's not just about making sure it's pure and it's not got toxins in it, which is a huge factor. It's also that the compounds are actually therapeutically strong, which is what Laura says. So yeah, just it's such a big topic that you don't understand at all until you start digging in, but it's fascinating because it really does make a world of difference.
Yeah, I find it fascinating actually as well. Like the Utah Convention, they were talking about some of the adulteration that they found in oils, which they will not use, actually has in the past as well come from farming practices like putting, so that bless them, the oils themselves are actually high therapeutic grade, that then they're put in containers, like plastic containers, for example, and then the essential oils have been degrading the plastic containers, and the plastic from those containers contaminates the oil, and then we will not use them. So that's not to say that we turn our back on the farmers or anything like that. That's where there's an education process, and we have told the farmers that happened with, actually, that it should be stainless steel or glass receptacles that we're using. But it's this learning process, but this is the thing, unless you've got very, very rigorous testing processes, you don't necessarily know that has happened to that oil in the shipment process, for example. So if you've only tested it as source, so yeah, it's just fascinating. It really is. And I think that for me, those are the key reasons that I have aligned with doTERRA as an essential oil company, and where the company that I'm happy to use oils, from, and on my little boys as well, so important. Yeah.
Totally.
Okay.
So that was a long answer for a short question. It's so hard to answer these questions in a short way because there's so much to share.
Parts 2, 3.
I know. And that leads me on to this point.
Yes, and something that wasn't a question, but we thought about. Okay, so another one is, and let's just jump in.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
If I buy, am I part of a pyramid scheme, Ebony?
No, is the short answer. Absolutely not.
Let's move on now.
I guess sometimes I wish I was. I wouldn't have to do anything, right? No, it's not a pyramid scheme. Pyramid schemes are illegal. But if what you mean by a pyramid scheme is a network marketing company, an MLM company, like an Arbonne or like something like that, then yes, it is. Which is an amazing thing for us. The industry's got a bad rap because there's obviously, within any business model, there's good and bad. So, any company out there can be good or bad. The reason doTERRA went to use the network marketing and MLM structure, MLM stands for multi-level marketing. Network marketing is another name for it. doTERRA call us their wellness advocates, or independent product consultants, and that's the kind of two terms that we get. So basically, you're not an employee of the company, you are self-employed, you share yourself, and you get a piece of the pie with how many people you share from. And you really, it doesn't, like a pyramid scheme, it's like when you get into it, that's not the case at all with this, and especially the way doTERRA do their compensation plan, it's the most fairest way I've ever seen to do business, to be honest. Like anyone can come in and do it. Anyone can, it doesn't matter where you're from, what your education is, as long as your country's open, then, you're good to go. And you don't have to buy loads of products even, like to start earning commission, then you're going to be buying some product. But I would really say you're in the wrong business if you're not wanting to buy that product anyway. So, that's the only stipulation that you have. And most businesses that you open cost a lot of money to open a bricks and mortar business. And I've done it before, and I was a freelance, and I, kind of had a lot of freedom, but I still, opened an office at some point. I had, a lot of equipment. I always had to have the right stuff and everything like that. doTERRA, it's like, you don't even need Wi-Fi. Like I say, you need Wi-Fi. I need Wi-Fi because of the way I operate, because all my teams are in different countries. But, you know, honestly, you don't need Wi-Fi. You can just do it with people that you speak to in real life. You know, it's completely up to you. It's however you share. And however much you share is what you get back. And it's not a pyramid scheme in the way that, you know, if somebody comes in after you, like Laura started doing doTERRA after me, she can overtake me anytime, you know, like that is entirely possible. And I've got lots of people on the team that are at the same level as me. So that's absolutely what happens, and that's great, and that just makes your business even stronger. So yeah, it's definitely not a pyramid scheme is the blunt point. But Laura, do you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, I do love this question. So yeah, as Ebony said, pyramid schemes are illegal. They come from a kind of historical thing where you paid money in, so it was just a financial transaction. There wasn't, sometimes it hid behind a product. But doTERRA, yeah, they are network marketing. Now, I didn't even know what network marketing is. Actually, even when I started doing the business, really, I don't think I knew what network marketing was. But it is such a genius model for doTERRA, for a company like doTERRA, and done well with people that have integrity. It's actually a beautiful model because it means that anybody can be making their own business, you know, and making money from something above and beyond what, you know, maybe the normal limitations of a salary might be. And the thing that I love about doTERRA, why they are making the decision to do network marketing, and they, you know, they will say themselves, like the 7 owners who have shared decision making, they will say themselves it was a tough decision because obviously there has been some bad rap within network marketing in the past, and that's partly been, you know, maybe from sort of pushy salespeople trying to push certain products that people just don't want to buy on their friends and family, their poor friends and family, you know, and it just basically got a bit of a bad rap. But actually, the reason that doTERRA went down this route is they could have done retail, and to be quite honest with you, they would have done very, very well putting their products in commercial retail and paying for their own marketing, which actually they do a lot of anyway. But the reason that they did it this way is because by having us as wellness advocates talking to people and sharing the oils and also holding people's hands as they embark on their essential oil journey means that people are going to not only understand the product better, they're also going to be empowered to use it themselves a lot better. So it's all about empowering that home practitioner, and really demystifying the world of essential oils as well for, you know, for everyday people. I mean, I honestly believe every single person should have a bottle of lavender in their household, you know, in fact, there's a lot of oils that I think
at least the top 10.
Everybody can have that, but actually one of the reasons that we don't is because there's this sort of like, you know, like either people think it's a bit woo-woo or weird, or, you know, it's too alternative for them, when actually it's just so wonderfully healing and calming and relaxing, you know. So the reason that doTERRA went down this network marketing route is that they recognize that the power of people talking to other people is one of the most important things in our world. And actually it can often be a lost art as well. So it's just about connections and communities, and that's just kind of one of the many positive side effects of using essential oils. But this whole model that they have gone down, it really does empower not only ourselves as wellness advocates to, you know, create a great life for ourselves that is flexible and works around our lifestyles, but also we can really support face to face, you know, or like over Zoom or whatever, but really be hand in hand with our customers as well, so that they don't just sit and get dusty on the shelf because you bought it in a shop and you've no idea how to use it, you know.
Absolutely. And yeah, sorry, that just made me think of something else as well that I want to say. Like, so yeah, like being in the industry that I used to be in photography, it was like, you know, there was huge budgets, you know, their photo shoots itself could be hundreds of thousands, and you know, all the stuff that I didn't even see that would go into that. And then the fees of the people could be into millions, you know, the celebrities to be the face of these products. Now, these celebrities have probably never used the product, right? There are hundreds of thousands of pounds getting put into marketing campaigns. People like me were paid fortunes to create this whole smoke and mirror scenario. The product's got nothing to do with, you know, we would have hair dyes and someone would come in with a mug and say, we want the hair to be that color. You know, like despite what the product did, right? It's like, you know, that's just how that world is. It's full of lies. That's what, you know, it's what it is. And we all fall for them because advertising is very clever and there's a lot of money in it. You know, if you watch Mad Men, you know, it's been around for a long time and they play with our minds very deliberately. And that's not even including the money that they have to spend to push that out, right? That's just making the content. They've then got to put that out on TV channels, on billboards all across the world. And that's millions and millions of billions more. So all that money that doTERRA do not have to spend is compensated for people who share very effectively. So, you know, there is a whole load of money. And obviously the fact that they can actually run an ethical business by saving some of that money as well. So it is just, I think it's a much better way. And it really does go against this whole kind of hamster wheel, 2% nightmare that the world's found itself in, where, you know, only the top 2% are making all the money. And even of that, it's a very small, tiny percentage of that 2% that are really making just ridiculous money that, you know, no one can ever, you know, try to even get a part of. So whether you need like an extra 500 a month or whether it's like, you know, 10,000 a month and you want to open an orphanage or whatever it is that you know, your dream is, it's possible with doTERRA, you know, so that's kind of amazing because there's not many industries you can do that. And even if you were trying to get promotion at work and earn more money, like how hard would that be? Like how hard would it be to jump up in the companies, you know, that people work in? And would you have to go back to university and get another degree? How much would that cost you? You know, it's like doTERRA is literally just giving you this opportunity and it's up to you to run with it. So yeah, it's not a pyramid scheme, it's an opportunity. Yeah.
I think probably this is a wider conversation for another time for the team. But I think one of the things is the way that the compensation plan is set up as well is very much so that we all benefit from it. So regardless of whose team you're in or things like that. And I have heard stories from other MLM type companies where it's almost like a little bit catty, or there's a little bit of kind of playing against each other, that sort of thing, or you know, just not good behaviors. And actually the way that doTERRA sets it up, and also you'll find like whenever you go to any of the events or just, you know, in any of the community networks through doTERRA, there's a real integrity, and we really pride ourselves on how we behave as business people. So, you know, you will not find, or it's certainly very badly frowned upon if this ever happens, like people kind of stealing someone's customer, or encouraging them to swap teams, or, you know, any of that kind of icky stuff that goes on. And I do believe that's partly to do with, you know, we're being led by the doTERRA leadership, and also, you know, the top ranking people in the company as well. Like there's just really good integrity, I think, is, you know, which just makes it a nice community to be a part of, you know, whether that's as a business builder or as a customer as well, because you don't want to feel that vibe as well if that's happening. And I do know quite a lot of people that have had that kind of experience with MLM, and I think that sometimes when people say about a pyramid scheme, that's what they mean. And so far, you know, I've been really impressed with doTERRA, and that's been 3 years now. So
yeah, I totally agree with that, 100%. I just had another point, I've totally forgotten it. But yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. If it comes back, do you want to jump in?
Yeah, if it comes back, I'll remember. But there's so much to say. We could talk.
Yeah. Oh, right. Okay. Well, so this point is, can I be a customer and not share?
Yeah, of course. So yes, that's the short answer again. Yes, of course you can. Most people are customers that don't share. And actually now, like when we first started doing the business of doTERRA, there wasn't even an option. Like everyone was just like a wellness advocate. But now there's actually a separate option. So most of the time we just sign people up as a wholesale customer, and you can't share until you upgrade or we upgrade you. So yeah, absolutely. Something like 84% of doTERRA customers are just customers and never share it actively at all.
They just like using products. So.
Yeah, and that's why it is such a strong company, going back to the strength of the company against the pyramid scheme. It's like the strength is that it's a product-led company. It's not an opportunity-led company. The opportunity is amazing, but nobody's pushing the opportunity on anyone in doTERRA. It's very much a product-led company, which makes it a very safe company. That was the point I was going to make. Yeah. It's a beautiful place to work, as in the way people are, but it's also a very steady income because it's not this MLM nature that you might have heard of. It's a very, very, very authentic and compensation plan with a lot of integrity. So it's the steadiest income I've ever had, you know, and it's meant to last. It's not built for fast money. It's not built for, you know, buying a flash car or borrowing the flash car for a bit. It's really meant, like, they want to get people out of debt. Like, it's seriously, you know, residual, steady, safe income, the way the compensation plan's done. So just another thing.
Yeah, no, I think that's a really good point. And yeah, definitely, you know, with regards to the sort of being customer and not a sharer, you know, actually quite often, oh, I don't know if my internet's going a little bit funny. Am I still here?
It's okay.
Yeah, quite often, you know, actually it's just because people are loving the products. And then sometimes what actually happens is, because you love the products, you end up talking to other people about them. And of course, if that is happening, you might as well make a little bit of money yourself from that transaction. But there's never any pressure. And actually, quite often we don't talk about the business. And sometimes we think, well, maybe we should be talking about it more to people, because they seem to be talking to all their friends about it. So, you know, they should definitely be benefiting from that as well. In fact, actually, that brings me on to the next point about, can I share casually, or how do I share casually? Do you want to speak to that a little bit, Ebony?
Yeah. So there's actually some new guides out by doTERRA, which I won't go into just now, but we basically have like a live guide, which goes through how to use the product. We have a share guide, which goes through how to share the products casually, like just now and again, if you want to share with family and friends and stuff like that, or with a group you're part of or something, then that would kind of give you the instructions for that. And then the build one is for more people that want a more serious income, like to supplement or to replace their other income. So with the share thing, you know, it's literally just that. It's like, you know, do it on a month where you want to buy some product anyway, so that you're earning commission officially. And do it on a month where, you know, you might want to do a few events, right? That would be the best way to do it. And then you'll probably see, you know, quite a lot of money coming in. And you get paid your fast starts on a weekly basis. So if you do an event this week, as long as you've got your order set up in the account, then you're going to see the money the next week, which is fantastic. So yeah, it's really easy to share, and it's, you know, there's no pressure. You don't have to do it every month. You don't have to, you know, there's no commitment. And if you decide not to buy the next month, that's fine too. You just cancel your LRP. So yeah, it's really easy to do, and it's a nice way to just share with friends and family and get some free oils out of it.
It can be a great thing to do actually when there's kind of like a promotion month. So if there's
Yeah.
maybe like a 100 PV promotion or a 200 PV promotion, and you want your friends to get extras as well, you know, that can be a really fun thing to do. And it's just having fun with it actually, you know. So those are the ones that I would say are the best ones to, as a casual sharer, to get involved in. And just, you know, reach out to some of your friends and say, guys, if you're wanting to get these free oils, let's do this, and then you can earn a little bit of income from that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And you might then want to ask, like, but what about the support? Like, you might have got quite a lot of support from Laura or somebody else in the team, and like, you're not ready to do that, and, you know, you're not ready to give a class. There are so many ways to do that. Like, you can literally, like, for one example, to actually share, you can just like read through the class sheet. You don't need to know anything. It's all there. And you probably will actually know a lot of this by now anyway, if you've been using them and want to share them. So you could do that yourself. You could play videos. It's all there online on the website. We can help point you in the right direction. So you can do it like that, or you can just share them really naturally. It's really, you know, it can be a very casual thing. And, you know, if you do want tips, then we're obviously here to give you those tips. And then as far as like aftercare goes, you know, like, just, you know, talk to whoever enrolled you, because we'll be here to support your people as well. And we have loads of resources coming out. We're getting better and better. There's loads of stuff. Laura's got some really good stuff going on, and a lot of people in the team do. So there's loads of ways to get all your information. And we're on like the top team in the company, right? So like, we've got Teresa Harding's, we've got all Haley Hobson's training programs. We've got, you know, there's tons and tons of endless stuff there for people to learn. So it's just, you know, what helped you? What do you think will help your people? There's obviously the books, the websites, the, you know, anything you want to learn. So it's just a matter of making sure we get them knowing how to do that.
Yeah, exactly. And that is the thing. Like, it's just tapping people into the resources that are already there. So please do not feel like you've got to create everything from scratch, because it is all there already. It really is. There's some phenomenal work that's been done. And both by doTERRA, like the guides that they've got there, but also the stuff that we have created as a team, and it's all set up for you guys to be working on, and that's always being added to as well.
And if you did want to share but keep it casual, but you wanted to like nurture a bit more, you could do an event every month, just share what you've been doing, with each other and learn together. It doesn't have to be, you're not trying to be the oil doctor or the oil guru. It's, we can all learn together. So yeah, you can definitely share casually.
I think that's a good point, because it's all about empowering people to learn for themselves as well. So sometimes we have a tendency before we jump in to feel that we need to know everything. And actually, I then disempowered a lot of my customers, because I was kind of, trying to be the one that had the answers. And then I realized that actually, is to facilitate them to find the answers, and then they feel more empowered to use their oils, because they don't feel like they need to check back with somebody all the time or whatever, because they know where they can find the answers. So I think that's a really important point actually about that as well. On that note, just Ebony, you were saying about putting a month where you're going to put your qualifying orders. So just to clarify, that's an order of 100 PV or more, and I think it's important to say, like, why doTERRA have that as a caveat in order to be able to earn compensation. So from my perspective, it's because we need to be using the product to be able to actually be sharing the product. And doTERRA are very adamant about this in terms of how can you possibly share the goodness of what these products are all about if you're not using them, And actually, I mean, I find it really hard to only have my order at 100 PV, because I now, I've replaced my laundry detergent, all my toothpaste comes from doTERRA, all of our cleaning products, not to mention the oils that I use like all the time. So I mean, if I don't have like Balance, Lemon, Bergamot, Serenity, as well, I love Motivate, I go through those on a monthly basis, and then also all my supplements as well to keep me kind of energetic. So so that's one of the reasons that there is this this buy-in, but also as well, it's a commitment to your business. As Ebony was saying, actually setting up your business independently would cost an awful lot more as well. So this is
and a couple of things there. Like, I mean, other companies like MLM companies make you buy a lot more product. So like the cost is usually a lot more for different companies. And with doTERRA, it's like you don't even need to make that order if you don't want to earn commission, right? Like that's the bottom line. Like if you don't want to share with anyone that month, then don't put an order in. If you're really in a financial situation and that's your priority, then don't do it. There's never any pressure to do it. You can even share with people and give up your commission in a weird way. Like, that's an option as well, like just to get people using it, and it'll help you in the long run. So yeah, there's really never any pressure. Like there's choices, and you can make more certain ways, so we can give you certain advice, but there's never any pressure to do it.
Cool. Okay, so
how do I replace or multiply income? Is that the next question that comes up? Okay, so a lot of people go on about the pyramid question and then start buying products and expect it to be earning them lots of money. So it's quite funny, because it is generally the people that really go on about the pyramid scheme thing being a problem in the first place that sort of then end up kind of wanting it to be one. So it is quite a funny thing, and I think I've been guilty of that in moments as well. I think we've all been guilty of that in certain moments. But it's not, and you do have to share the products. So it's that simple. You just have to share the products. There's a bunch of numbers, and I don't have the right paperwork in front of me actually right now, and that's for another training video. Like we can talk about this properly. But the average, if you want to get to elite, which is the point where you are paying for your own products, you're in profit, and it's a nice place to be starting. Like that position, if you maintain that position and it grew, even if you didn't get to the next rank, you can still earn up to like 5,000 in that position. Okay, that's not going to happen very quickly, but that is possible. So that's definitely the position that we try to get people to fast. Now I think in the book it's got like outrageous, you can do it in a month, and then there's another option and you can do it in 2 months, or the average is in 3 months. So that would be like a more normal time frame to do it in. And then just to give you an idea of numbers there, like how many people are you talking about enrolling? How much product are you talking about selling? You're talking about like if you want to get to elite in a month, which is the outrageous option, which is like really fast, you would be enrolling like say 15 people with one of the smaller kits. Probably like the second up kit, I think that would be right for that amount.
Like the
Home essential
aromatics or the home essentials, maybe that would
yeah.
You know.
So 15 of that kind of size of kits, like not the 100 PB or like the 200 PB ones, that's what would get you to elite. Now, if you're sharing alone, then you have to sign up 15 people. And I say you've got 2 friends who are also sharing, you each sign 5 people up. And, if you're the one that introduced your 2 friends, then you're going to hit elite with that. So it's the combined volume with who you shared with. So that is the benefit to sharing with people who not just want to be customers, but also want to share, is then it's multiple people, bringing that volume in.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing as well, they say, don't they, that not to, if you are currently in employment, perhaps don't give that up straight away until you hit like, maybe silver, but definitely gold rank, and solidify that so that you're not kind of, doTERRA are very much about managing expectations as well. It's not a get rich quick scheme. And I think that's really important to be aware of that. But the rewards are above and beyond what you can.
And just so you know how good that advice is, like doTERRA are telling you not to give up your job until you're a gold, which there in black and white, it's 3,920 euros a month is the average income on gold. That's a decent income for most people. So they're very, very realistic about the advice that they give us, and that's how we like to operate. We're not going to tell you, it's likely that you're going to earn 5,000 in the first week or month. That's not how it's going to work. It is possible to go really fast. Like people that have big networks or that are more sales orientated and don't have the fears and just get out and sell, to get loads of people started and get people on LRP really fast, and get people realizing the benefits of buying regularly, because that sometimes can take a little while for people to understand what the products are doing or how to save money or all this kind of stuff. If people are really fast at that, you can make money really fast. You can make thousands in the first month or in the first few months. So that is possible. But you do have to sell, and that is what most of us are not really. That's not really our main. What would you say? Like our main strength, I guess, is the selling part. So, but that's the reality of it. If you sell that much, you can move really fast.
And we're not. I mean, it's just that, and I do think that's slightly a different thing with doTERRA. We're big hustlers, but that's partly what is attractive about doTERRA as well. And it is more of a gradual income development. And it's really with the longer term aim of residual income, so if we want to go into that, like, what is residual income? It's the ability to be making money in your sleep, and this blew my mind when I first kind of came across this terminology. Do you want to speak a little bit about this, Ebony? I remember we were talking about
No, you go first and then I'll yeah.
Okay. So with residual income, it is the ability, so with doTERRA, the way that the compensation plan is set up is such that if your customers continue to purchase, which, because we are so product led and the products are so high quality, and we do have a very high retention rate. So it's about 64, I think, maybe percent. I think it's actually
globally,
Europe, is retention rate. So that's repeat custom. And that's a huge thing because people fall in love with these products and they really do work. They say what they do. They do what they say, I should say. So the residual income is that when your customers are then continuing to purchase from you, you're actually then making money from that. So you literally can be making money as you sleep if they are ordering. Even last month I rank advanced in my sleep. I didn't realize it happened. I hit the next rank, and it wasn't me that was doing it. It was, other customers had been purchasing. And that's phenomenal, because that's me advancing with my kind of income goals and things as well. So the power of residual income is that almost you don't even need to be showing up. Now, of course, you need to be showing up in those first, few years of your business. And for many of the big business leaders in doTERRA, they continue to show up. And as if anything, from what I've seen, it's as much because of the joy of it, because they love doing it. They love to share the oils. They love talking to people about the oils, and they love leading people actually as well. They're really natural born leaders. So they love kind of that feeling that they've created a community, they've created momentum, and they want to continue to show up for their communities. But actually, many of them do not need to, because their business will continue to pay them out even if they were not getting on Facebook, if they weren't doing webinars, if they weren't doing events, it would just continue to pay them. So it's quite a phenomenal thing.
And I've really tested this out in the few years that I've been doing it in the different ranks I've been in. I've gone away for months at a time, and I've moved countries a couple of times now within the couple of years, the few years I've been doing doTERRA. And I think one of the points as well is, sorry, this is just to backtrack a little bit, but most of us that come into doTERRA are coming in to heal ourselves first. Like, we're not coming in necessarily because this is just a business opportunity, right? Most of us come in and need to heal ourselves first, and then we take the business more seriously. Now, a lot of us were business people before we needed the healing, right? So it's like, that instinct is there. But a lot of us do not come into doTERRA like gung-ho business ready. Like, it's like, we need this for us first. So that's kind of like also a nice part to doTERRA, because now obviously the company's so well known and stuff in America and in different places now that people do come into it for a business opportunity, but you still can't really do doTERRA without a heart. Like, you really have to have this heart sort of centered personality, because you have to give a lot before you get back. So you just do, it's not that quick fix. So that's not going to suit any other personality. And in terms of, I just had another thought. What you were just saying there. Oh, I'll come back. Sorry.
That's happening to me all the time. I like that as well. Like, with the, it is about heart-centered business, and I mean, we still need to be showing up for our business, but we can do that from a place of, from a values base actually, and it really is about, you hear this quite a lot, but it's about being of service to people. So as soon as it becomes only about the money, you'll actually find that's when it goes wrong. It's got to be because you want to be sharing something that has really helped you. And for me, I just stumbled into doing the business of this, and I was purely using them because I've grown up with essential oils. I love using essential oils. And when Ebony introduced me to the oils, I was like, God damn it, these are something totally different. And I honestly, hands up, there was eye rolling involved when Ebony passed me the bottle of that. Ebony, I know oils, it would appear I don't. It just opened a whole other world to me, really, of natural healing, and then my journey with that, and with anxiety, and really chronic high anxiety, and dealing with some of these things. The oils have absolutely held my hands with that, and I just can't help but tell people about this, because I just don't think that anybody should be having to kind of deal with the same emotional issues that I was having without these tools, so I just think everybody should have it. So that's really where quite often we find it comes from the place of a natural sharing, and suddenly you sometimes even stumble into this business. But if you go into it with a view of, I'm going to make this my business, and that's how you hit the ground running, then actually you will soar very quickly into
doTERRA. You can go very fast with that, yeah, when they come from that place.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sure I've forgotten a couple of points from that, but anyway, let's move on. So the next question we get a lot is, do I have to buy every month? Okay, so this is a question that actually, like, I've had customers be confused about this after being customers for a while, which I'm like, oh my goodness, you should know this. So no, absolutely not. Like, once you have your doTERRA wholesale account, assuming that's what we're talking about, you can buy retail, but obviously most people buy wholesale. So once you have your wholesale account, you never need to buy again. You can just open your account that one time and get what you get, and that's it. So there's different ways to buy product when you do have your account open. So you can do a one-times order. It's perfectly clear in the back office. There's a one-times order option. which is perfectly good. You still get your 25% back, and you don't have to think about anything else. It's a one-off thing. However, once you start to love doTERRA, you're going to want to buy it a lot anyway. So they have this amazing loyalty rewards program, and it's like ridiculous. Like, it's, if you take advantage of all the offers throughout the year, you save like $2,000 worth. You get $2,000 worth of free product in the year, which is just insane. And plus, also, you're obviously getting your points on the orders too. So you get like 10 to 30% back on everything you buy yourself to get more stuff. So that's why it's really easy to like start doing your laundry with doTERRA and your cleaning. And like people must think, oh my God, that would be so expensive when you first start, but it's really not. Like, it really does save you so much money. You're basically getting like 55% off the prices that, you know, you would look at as retail at that point. So it's really, really, really good. And even that is not something you're tied into. So if you decide to try it for a month or two and you decide to cancel it, super easy. You just write them an email or call them up and say, I want to cancel my LRP order. It's nothing you're tied into. People have such fear because they've had bad experiences with other companies. But with doTERRA, it's like, the LRP is amazing. Like, people stay up, you know, till midnight to see what the offers are all the time. Like, there's been nights recently, because there was some amazing offers recently, where like all the team, we're all still talking at 3 o'clock in the morning because everyone's so excited about these offers. It's like, you know, and we're doing the business. Like, that's how much we love the products, you know. And customers too. Customers stay up as well to see what they are and stuff like that. So, you know, it really is, it's there for us and for our benefit. There's nothing dodgy about it. The only thing you do have to do is remember to manage it. So you just have to remember, they send you an email as well to remind you. But like, say you set it up for the 5th of the month, it's going to process the same the next 5th of the month if you don't go in and change it. So, you know, you want to go in and treat it like your wish list, like add stuff to it, you know, play around with it. And you can always change the date too. Like, say it's getting to the end of the month and you're like, oh, this is going to go off in a week and I don't need anything. Just change the date, move it up to the 20th, or vice versa. If you've got it set for the 20th and you need stuff because you're going on holiday, bring the date forward, process it now. There's so many different options. Like, it's really, really easy to use once you know how, like anything. But yeah, we're all here to help. Like, there's tons of chats, or you can call customer service, or you can call one of us, or there's tons of different ways to figure out how to make the most of it. There's videos on my website as well.
Yeah, I just love the loyalty rewards program. You know, I get so much back from it now as well. I mean, you know, I'm obviously consistently buying because I use all my products. I've replaced everything with doTERRA, but you know, I have found that I actually buy my laundry detergent quite often just with my points, you know,
Yeah,
each month. So yeah, so it's definitely, if you are buying regularly, then you want to be looking into loyalty rewards program. And as a wellness advocate, that's the kind of thing to just look into your back office a little bit. If you see people that are buying consistently, but they're not on loyalty rewards program, like, they're really being done a disservice. They need to be on loyalty rewards so that they can get some kind of freebies out of that as well, out of that consistent purchasing that they're doing as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, well, we'll move on from that because we could go into the whole loyalty rewards point, but I think that we've said.
Yeah. Listen, I'm going to have to wrap up anyway because I've got to go get my boys.
No problem. Okay, we'll keep the next ones for next time.
Honestly. So, and listen, guys, if you've got any questions that you do feel that are coming up consistently, please just send them to us, and we'll do more, you know, more videos like this and support you with some of the stuff that comes up consistently.
Definitely.
You and, you know, answer some of the questions that come up that certainly we get often.
Definitely. And as builders or as customers, or for your customers, on behalf of your customers, for you, you know, whatever it is, like, just, yeah, we'll just give you our thoughts on the matter.
Well, you know, we're happy to have it shared. And if it does inspire any other questions, then just send them our way.
Definitely.
Oh, that's the point, actually. So Ebony, the team website that Ebony has created is shinefrominside.com. And there is a wealth of information from, like, you know, how to use the basic top 10 oils, different thematic areas with the oils, with kind of expert videos. There's also stuff on kind of like, if you've got your oils, what you do from there. So definitely check out shinefrominside.com. My website is lauraswan.com. That's more of my kind of personal website, but we all feed into the Shine From Inside stuff as well. So you'll see videos from all of us there.
Yeah, and then we've also got doTERRA.com, which is really coming up with some great stuff as well. So Shine From Inside and doTERRA.com can be your go-to for doTERRA stuff. And then obviously everyone's got their own, and follow everyone on Instagram as well, like all the team members and stuff like that. There's some great stuff and great videos going on. And like and comment so they know you're watching.
Okay, so you're not just talking to like the great white.
Just to stay. And then people are like, oh, I've watched everything you've done for the past year. You're like, really? You never know. You never know who's watching.
I'm like, brilliant. So you've seen me make a complete fool of myself.
Yeah.
Good to chat to you about this, Ebony. Okay, guys. Hope this has helped.
Yeah, I hope it's helpful. Bye. Bye.